Welcome to Everything Algebra. We are focusing on question 1, which as an average is about 24 to 27 marks. Question 1 is grouped into 6 parts. All right? Into 6 sections. Let me say 6 sections because I have part 1 here so that you don't feel I'm only looking at one part. I'm going to try in the 2 hours that we have to look at the 6 sections in this part. God help us, if we have a part 2, we re-look at the 6 sections again. All right. There are some sections that I believe everyone should be able to walk through with your eyes closed, and that is factorization. Everyone should be able to walk through. So I am going to give some questions. Please work as fast as possible. We're practicing. Please get me answers for question 1.1. Let me give you, please give it an attempt. I'll give you 6 minutes for both questions. These are routine things. You may start. 6 minutes for both questions. Please beat the time. Beat the 6 minutes time. All right, now I'm beginning to see a bit of a problem. There are different answers as shared on the chat. I'm seeing a 4 and a negative 2 for 1. I'm seeing x is 0 and x is 1. I'm seeing 1,13, 0,88. We have different answers. Can we please populate the chat with your answers? I want to see which answer is common as quickly as possible, guys. Here, a learner should be getting 7 marks. No negotiation. We are not negotiating marks on this, guys. But I'm worried because I'm seeing different answers, especially for 1.1.2. I have negative 3, negative 3,64, 0,64. I'm seeing 1,13 or 0,88. I'm seeing, okay, 0,64 negative. Bongi, please recheck your answers. Please, very important. Hi, Priscilla. Do you want to say something quickly? You have your hand up. Priscilla, you have your hand up. Or was it a mistake?
Mistake.
All right, no problem. Okay, guys, let's quickly look at this. And we want to look at this fast. Now, when you see a fraction, please take note. I know many of you run to quadratic quickly. When you see a fraction, you see, number one, don't just run to that quadratic formula. Get rid of the fraction. That's what I would do by multiplying everything by 2. All right? Let's try to get rid of the fraction. If you multiply all the terms by 2, what are you going to have? You are going to have x squared, because half times 2 would give you 1, minus 2x minus 8 equals to 0. Please, I hope what I did made sense. Get rid of the denominator. Multiply across by the LCD. This time around, my LCD is 2. And instantly, I can open 2 brackets looking for factors. Factors of 8 will be 4 and 2. But I want to get a negative 2. So it has to be 2 minus 4. There we go. Therefore, x equals to 4. Or x equals to negative 2. Please, the or is very, very important. And this is how the examiner would mark. Your factors would give you one answer for that, and one answer for that. But please, don't use the word and. It is or. All right. Quickly, 1 point. These are mark. I call them mark boosters. So this session is to help us boost our marks. Now, immediately you see this thing here, 2 decimal places. It means you are saying x equals. Don't even waste time. You are going for this. When I was in school, we used to call this the almighty formula, because it does everything for you. Okay, call it the almighty formula. But now, I cannot use this formula until I have my equation written in standard form. So I have to express that first. So we have negative 3 x squared. Guys, we're going to do a lot of work today. You are going to do a lot of work than I will do. I would only come in when I feel the question might be a bit challenging. Let's expand. Negative 3x squared minus 9x. All right, we expand that. Plus 7 equals to 0. My a, therefore, is negative 3. You can decide to change all the signs. Doesn't matter. B equals to negative 9. And c equals to 7. All right, I'm going to write that formula. Negative b, which is minus 9, plus or minus square root of. Please, my dear learners, put this in bracket. Minus 4, put that in bracket. A, negative 3. C is what? 7 over 2 multiplied by negative 3. I'm going to show you the mark allocations. Now you get your calculator and type that in. Let's confirm quickly. All right. Negative 9. Okay, I do this all the time. I help the calculator. That's 81 because I'm lazy. Now that's plus there. All right, and then you have 4 times 3 times 7, everything. Use a bracket if you don't know how to walk through, you have negative 6. So my answer is negative 3,64. Well done, guys. And the second answer, 0,64. All right, 0,64 or x equals, please, it is all. How will the examiner allocate this form? Writing in standard form, 1 mark. Substitution, guys. A lot of learners miss this mark because they just do it on the calculator and not write down. For doing that substitution, writing it down, 1 mark. 1 mark for that and 1 mark for that. I'm expecting every learner to get those marks correct. Already, if you have those 7, you are sitting on about 3%. 3%. Okay. Okay. Do you want to try this once for me? Don't worry about the skewness. There's something I'm looking for in question 1.1 and 1.2. Guys, 5 minutes here. There's something I'm looking for. I wish I could see your scripts, but there's something I'm looking for. 4:30, 4 minutes, 30 seconds. We're beating time now. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Beat the time. Kitso, your hand is up. You raised the hand. Guys, when I give the time, make sure you beat time. Christina, you gave me an answer and you are losing marks. Christina, you said x is equal to 3. I don't want you to lose marks. Christina. And I'll tell you why I'm giving you that question 1.1.1. Okay, Yahya gave me 2.56 or negative 1.56. Let's see. Up again. All right. Question 1. All right. I've seen learners do something very ridiculous. Probably some of you are doing the same thing now. I don't want you to do that again. All right. X minus 3, x plus 1 equals to... A learner then starts doing this. I have seen this. X squared plus x minus 3. Look, you are wasting time. You don't need to FOIL as long as this is equal to 0. You only expand when it is not equal to 0. Please don't waste time. If it is equal to 0, already we are done. X equals to 3 or x equals to negative 1. That's why it is 2 marks. Please, I see some learners expanding again to factorize. You only expand when it is not equal to 0. All right. Quickly, 1.1.2. We are going to move away from here now. X squared. All right. What would happen? You need to write it as what? A standard form. 1 mark for that point as well. Then your A is positive 1, your B is negative 1, and your C is negative 4. So what do you have? X equals to minus B, all right, plus or minus square root of B squared minus 4A, and C is negative 4 over 2 and 1. I'm going to trust your answers that you gave me, because I see that answer repeated as 2,56 or 1. Okay, I have a problem. Some are putting negative and some are not. Some are putting negative. Let me see. Let me scroll through quickly. I have a 2,56, negative 1,56. Then I have 1,56, both positive. Okay, I've got to do this so that we can mark, because some are putting positive and some are having their answer as negative, which is a concern to me. Guys, there is no room for error in this question. You make errors, you pay for it big time. So please, let's check. Over 2 multiplied by 1. I wanted to just take your answers, but I'm seeing a lot of answers. Negative would give me 1 plus the square root of 1, and then plus 8. No, why am I saying 8? Multiplication there is 16 over 2. 2,56, that's positive, and negative 1,56. Some did not put the negative, and it worries me with that little mistake. Again, 1 mark, substitution, first answer, second answer, we're good. All right, I know we are warming up to this. Oh, I love this ones. Please, let's walk through this quickly. I'll give you another 5 minutes. Guys, somebody's saying we're wasting time. Is this what I came to do? Yes, this is what we came to do. This is section 1. Let's get that quickly. All right, thank you for those that shared answers. I really like those who share answers. And a lot of us got question number 1 not totally correct. All right, guys, 1.1.1. Take note of these things. These things do harm a lot of us. All right, this is a bracket here. So it's either 2x equals to 0 or x squared minus 1 equals to 0, which means x equals to 0 there. Or, this is where the problem is. You could do this in 2 ways. X squared equals to 1, and when we are solving, please, it's plus or minus. Whenever you put a square root, if you are the one putting the square root, please put plus or minus. So x equals to plus or minus 1. Or difference of 2 squares will show you what I mean. X minus 1 or x minus 1 equals to 0, which means x equals to 1 or x equals to negative 1. Please take note of that little error there. It is difference of 2 squares. If you introduce the square root, I'm glad, Lumka, you learned today. Lovely. Guys, when you are solving in maths and you are solving, if you are the one putting the square root, it must carry a plus and minus. Those of you doing physics, you need this when you do vertical projectile motion, especially when you use a formula called VF squared equals to VI squared plus 2A delta Y. It's a squared there. You are solving. It must come with a plus or minus. All right, this one, I am not going to do all the maths. All right, I'm just going to quickly simplify. What do? Multiply again across by the denominator, the LCD. In this case, our LCD is x. So what do? X times x, x squared. 6 negative 6 times x, 6x. Now, this one here, the x would cancel because you are saying x on top and x at the denominator. Already now, we can then solve. X equals to minus b. Please be careful of the double minus. Negative 6 squared minus 4ac over 2 and 1 there. You put that in a calculator. Can I trust your answers? Let's see. Can I trust your answers? 5.65 and 0.35. I've seen 2 answers like that because I don't want to put my name on your answers. All right. Yolanda also has the same thing, positive. 5.65 and 0.35. All right. I'll take that. Remember, it is all. All right, guys, I'm running away from this section, except I have something more interesting. Ooh, this looks yummy. You know what, guys? Let's do this. Let's look at 3 sections today, and we'll look at 3 sections some other time, part 1 and part 2. Because I try to bring in some varieties of questions here. I would love us to attempt. Don't worry about number 1. Please, let's go for number 2 quickly. Number 1, okay, let's see. Number 1, I'll express number 1 to save time. All right, so this is 3x squared equals to 2x plus 10. We bring everything over. Minus 2x minus 10 equals to 0. X, your A is 3, your B is negative 2, and your C is negative 10. We'll do this in 2 sessions. Because I want quality. Minus negative 2 plus or minus square root of, all right, b squared minus 4a and c there over 2 multiplied by 3. You do the solution by yourself there. Guys, please, quickly, 1.1.2. 1.1.2. Let's see what you are made of. 4 marks, 4 minutes. That's too much, but to give everybody a chance. different varieties of question. So I'm only exposing you guys to different types of question. You would learn 1 or 2 tricks today to add to yourself. All right, there you go. 3 minutes. All right. Let's see what you did here. Did you find this lovely? Priscilla, your hand is up. Okay, what would I... Yes? Sorry?
I made a mistake, sorry.
Okay, no problem. Now, what would I do here as a person? I want to show you something here, guys. You're going to learn something from my class today. Many of us have a problem dealing with fractions, and I want to help you in dealing with fractions quickly. This is how I do with my own fractions. A over B plus or minus C over D. I use what I call the D method. I am going to multiply the diagonal from left to right. Then I'm going to multiply the next diagonal. And then I'm going to multiply the denominator. If you understand this, you would never have a problem with dealing with fractions again. Diagonal, diagonal, denominator. And you move from left to right. You can try this with numbers. If I want to try this with numbers for you, 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3. I am going to start from the top left to the right, down, diagonal. 1 times 3 would give me 3. We are adding. Then 2 times 1 would give me 2. Then multiply the denominator, 2 times 3. If you check your calculator, you'd have 5 over 6. Diagonal, diagonal, denominator. It has never failed me. You're going to use it again when you get to trigonometry. So please, let's do that here. Left to right. 3 times x would give me 3x. It's a plus there in the middle. Now, left times right will be x minus 4 into bracket x minus 3. That's the second diagonal. Again, let me repeat that. It is diagonal. That's the first movement. Diagonal. And now denominator. I hope that makes sense. And that would have helped someone today. X into bracket x minus 4 equals to 2. Now, what we do now is simple expansion. 3x, we FOIL this. This will be x squared minus 4 minus 3. That's how I FOIL. It's crazy, I know. Okay, just if it's x and x, I just add the numbers. Minus 4 minus 3 gives me negative 7. And then I multiply. I can then cross multiply here. This one would give me 2x into bracket x minus 4. Now we have a linear. We can then simplify. X squared. What is 3 minus 7? Minus 4x plus 12. Okay, let me do this. I wanted to skip that step, but let's go slowly. 2x squared minus 8x. Now, bring everything from the left to the right. X squared. If I bring my plus 2x there, plus 2x squared, it becomes negative. Minus 4x, this one then becomes 8x. Plus 2 equals to what? 0. Let's simplify. Negative x squared, 8 minus 4. Positive 4x plus 2. Now, you have that. Now you have a standard form equation. Please let me know if what I did is okay. Give me a thumbs up. If you are lost, give me a thumbs down so that I can make sure that everyone is on board with me. Tina, your hand is up.
Hi, sir.
Hi. Sorry?
I'm saying this thing is x squared minus 2x squared minus 4x plus 8x plus 12. Not 2.
Oh, it's a 12 here. 12 there.
Yes, sir.
12 there. Thank you. 12 there. All right. Okay, thank you. But the steps are okay, right, Tina?
Yes, sir.
All right. I think here we should be able to factorize. I see a 6 and a 2. Yahya, your hand is up. But before I factorize, I will change the signs to make life easy. I don't know. Yeah, you wanted to call my attention to the 12 as well, I believe. Your hand is still up. Yahya, talk to me. Can we open 2 brackets quickly? I see a 6 and a 2. It's a negative 4. All right, so it's a negative 6 and that. So x equals to 6 or x equals to negative 2. Please don't be scared of maths. Just do the correct principles. So I hope you learned something there quickly. For some of us that are struggling with fractions, diagonal denominator will always work through for you, and it simplifies stuff because we're going to use this a lot in some other places. We good? I'm glad. Somebody learned something today. So some people were thinking, oh, it's just algebra. I know, but you're learning how to do things better. All right, I am going to skip. I know I have one more, but this one you should be able to. Please, this is wrong. I just want to call your attention. Somebody would say, you see, I chose these questions on purpose. Somebody will say we used to equate to 0, so x plus 5 equals to negative 15, or x minus. This is completely wrong, please. You can only equate if it is a 0 on that side. So what are we supposed to do here? This is wrong. All right, x plus 5. Again, if you want to learn my way of expansion, you'd love it, especially if it is x here. I'll just say x squared. What is 5 minus 3? It's positive 2x. I'm done there. 5 positive times negative, negative what? 15. Now, positive 15 equals to 0. So x squared plus 2x equals to 0. X is common. X plus 2 equals to 0. X equals to 0, or x equals to negative 2. Before we leave this page, because I'm done with question 1.1 and 1.2, please solve this for me. I'd like you to help me solve this. Find the value of x if x squared equals to x. I'll give you 3 minutes. No, 2:30. Solve for x. Please, I'd like everyone in the house to share answers with me on this. Please share answers. I should be done, guys. Please share answers. I'd love to see your answers, especially people that I know personally. I want answers, please. And everyone on the registered class, I want answers from you. Tina, I want answer. Yahya, I want answer. Rebecca, I want answers. Come. Njabulo, I want answers. Zakra, I want answers. Kaya, I want answers. Clelo, I want answers. Valencia, Priscilla, Yolanda, Tati, please, I want answers. This can be difficult. Soyama, I want answers. Lumka just sent an answer through. Tinashe, please give me answers. Tati, Taiba, please answers. Nini, Little Honono, please. Bongi. All right. I am glad that you guys are thinking like mathematicians. The answers I got, I love them. Somebody would say divide both sides by x. Guys, we never ever divide by what you are looking for. If you are looking for x, please don't divide. Thank you. Those answers you gave me were beautiful. Please. X. So x equals to 0. Please, this one, the highest power, should actually tell you the number of answers you should get. Highest power is 2. I should be getting 2 answers. All right, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. We'll move to the next concept. What is this? This, there's an error here. This should be inequalities. All right. And I know a lot of us struggle on inequalities. Inequalities. All right, quickly, let me see. Am I right? Yes, it's inequalities. Please, some quick notes on inequalities, if you would allow me. Some quick notes on inequalities. Make sure you write a standard inequality. Standard inequality equation. What do I mean by standard? Please, let your bracket start with x. Positive x. That is standard. Whatever you do, if you want to simplify your life, make sure it is standard there. Starting with x. Once you have that, it's very simple now. Your number line will be plus, minus, plus. Please listen to me carefully. When your brackets are in standard form, all right? And by the way, you can only do this if there's a zero there. Whichever inequality is there, doesn't matter. Once you have x in the bracket there, your number line becomes positive, negative, and positive. I'll show you. That's my first point. Point number 2. The inequality sign changes. The inequality sign changes only when you multiply or divide by a negative. Please, when you multiply or divide by a negative, your inequality sign changes. That's point number 2. Point number 3. Oh, I should have actually moved my point somewhere. All right. If you don't have it as standard, for example, 4 minus x, please change this. And how do you change? You multiply the whole thing by a negative by doing sign change. So I'll put a negative in front. Now I'll switch the numbers so that I get back to my standard. That's my point number 3. Please hear me well. If x is on the other side, the standard to make it's not, I'm not saying you cannot solve, but I'm trying to simplify things for you. Make sure your bracket starts with a positive x. That's standard. Okay. Number 4. I have 2 more to tell you. Number 4. Number 4. Okay, let's do this. I'll do that as number 5. If I have a number line, all right, remember what I said, that once you write it as standard, this should be positive, negative, and positive. If my answer is on this side, please check. Those are critical values. Let's call this critical value 1 and critical value 2. CV1, you know what I mean by CV1 and CV2, you did this. Now, if your answer lies between those two CVs, this is how you represent your answer. CV1 and CV2. Please, watch out for that inequality. It is between. Check how I'm going to write my between. Between CV1 and CV2. Look at my inequality there. If your answer, this is really a crash course, plus, negative, plus. If your answers are positive, that is greater than 0, this one here, your inequality, whatever you are solving, is less than 0. Your inequality expression here is greater than 0. CV1 and CV2. Look at the arrow here. That's going to tell you the sign of your inequality. X will be less than CV1 or X will be greater than CV2. The sign of that arrow, the shape of that arrow gives you your inequality sign. And finally, a to the power x will always be greater than 0 as long as a is greater than 0. Examiners are going to try to trick you on this particular one, and I will show you what I mean. A to the power x will be greater than 0 as long as a itself is greater than 0. Please take note of that point. Now, these are little points that I'm going to share with you on inequalities. We will then deal with questions now and use some of this concept. Some of you have been struggling with inequality. Today should be the end of your struggling. Okay, let me know if I can move forward to questions now. Let me know. I need more people telling me I can. CLB, can I move? Tabisa, you've not said anything. Kaya, can I move? Tati? All right. Should I give you time? Okay, let me do the first one. X 2x minus 1. Already, this is standard, guys. It is standard. Got a message from Bongi? Yes, Bongi. That's what I want to do. I'm going to do this too for you. And I'm going to help you, child. Lovely. Thank you. Now, get your CVs. Some of us don't know how to get the CVs. All right? When you're looking for CV means critical value. We're saying that what are the values of x for which this equation will not be true. Okay, so I'll come here and say, okay, x equals to 0. Change that inequality to 0. 2x minus 1 equals to 0. 2x equals to 1. X equals to what? 1 over 2. You don't show this as part of your calculation, please. Just do it on the side. What I will then do is to draw my number line. I know it's CV1 and CV2. The smaller number on the left and the bigger number on the right. Check this. 0 and half. Because, and I'm going to prove this to you, please. Let's prove it. I want us to prove it. A number here, a number less than 0. You don't need to write this. It's -1. If I throw my -1, watch my calculator just to make you understand. So I am looking at the left-hand side of 0. I'm just picking any number, -1. Let's put that -1 everywhere we see x. -1, 2 times -1, all right? Minus 1, close the bracket. What's your answer? This answer is giving me a positive value. If you remember what I told you, that if it is written in standard form with x first in the bracket, it will always give you positive, negative, and positive. Somebody says, you're not sure. I'll help you. Between 0 and half, a number that could be there is 1 over 3. 1 over 3 is smaller than half because that's 0,3. Half is 0,5. I want to show you. Let's put 0,3 everywhere we see x. All right? So we have 2 times 0,3 minus 1. Check. I can tell you that we are going to get a negative. Okay? Syntax error. Do I have a bracket that I didn't close? There. Check. My answer is a negative. I chose a number between 0 and half. If I choose a number greater than half, example 1. 1, what is 2 times 1? That's 2. Minus 1, check. This has proven my point to say, once you have it written in standard form, don't even stress. It's like this. positive, negative, and positive. Now the examiner says you should find things that are greater than 0 or equal to. Greater than means they must be positive. Oh, so we are looking at this range and that range. So I'm going to draw my arrows. There we go, and there we go. What's my answer? X is less than or equal to 0, or X is greater than or equal to 1 over 2. Why greater than or equal to? Because of that equal to sign. Please, I don't know if you're okay with what I just explained. Inequalities can be brutal. I know that because I am exposed to a lot of learners and they struggle here and there. Bongi, did I help you now? Bongi? Guys, take on number 2 quickly. Take on the second one. Let's give you 3 minutes. Please save time for me. Bongi, let me know if you are sorted, but if you still need help, please shout. Quickly. You should be done. 3 minutes is just too much. But try. Great, Bongi, I'm happy. I'm happy. All right, time up. Time up. Guys, this is real good practice. Okay, what can we do here? Let's factorize. X is common. 2x minus 3 is less than 0. Automatically now we know how to get those critical values. Alright, it is 0, and if you move the 3 over, it becomes 3 over 2. Because it's already in standard form, that. Now, the examiner wants it less than 0. Less than 0 means I am working with what? Negative. Check, this is where my negative lies. Right here. Oh, it is between 0 and 3 over 2. How do you write that answer? Between 0 and 3 over 2. There we go. This answer is combined and not separated. Let's see. Soyama, why did you say greater than 0? Also Njabulo. Did it make sense? X must be between 0 and 3 over 2. Njabulo, talk to me.
So isn't like the same thing when you say x is greater than 0 and x is less than 3 over 2?
Okay, you see, when your answer is in between there, we combine our inequalities. Because if you tell me, let me write your answer and try to explain to you what you mean. When you say x is greater than 0, all right, and you then say x is less than 3 over 2. Here, you are not giving me a restriction. Because you said, oh, you see, this is what your answer looks like. When you say x is greater than 0, 5 is included in this answer. Does that make sense? You are not restricting your answer, but the answer has a restriction. It must be between these two values. Let me know if it makes sense, Soyama. Let me know if it makes sense as well. All right. So, guys, once it is in between there, you combine the inequality, and you would find maths a lot easier right now. Guys, we're doing very great. If you are learning, I'm happy. These two questions. Can I give you 5 minutes for the two? Not more than 5. Quickly, everybody. Because I don't want to do this. You know, if we are revising, you should do more of work than I will do. 5.5 minutes for both questions, please. Both questions. Try. Beat the time. Okay, let me start counting afresh, but you have started. So you've gained about 20 seconds. All right, were we able to do both questions? Just give me a thumbs up if you finished, and if you did not finish, give me a thumbs down. Did you finish both questions? Okay, I've got about 3 people who gave me a thumbs down. Let's add 2 more minutes for you guys, just 2 more minutes. It's not that you didn't finish. I don't want you not to finish. Finish, get it wrong, that's a different story, but finish, please. Finish. I think you should be done now. Let's mark, because there's quite a few other things. Yeah, if you're not done. All right, guys, we cannot work with the first one until that 6 becomes a 0. So what do we need to do? Expand. X squared. What is 4 minus 1? That will give me 3x minus 4. Now, minus 6. My inequality sign is not going to change. It's not changing. So what do we have? X squared plus 3x minus 10 greater than or equal to 0. We can find our factors here. 5 and 2. I want a positive 3. So positive 5 minus 2. Automatically now I have my critical values. Do you notice it's standard form? I need to find one that is not in standard form for you. I'm going to create one quickly. So what do we have? Minus 5 on the left hand side, small number, and positive 2. It is plus, minus, plus. We are looking for things that are greater than 0, which means they must be positive. Oh, it's from negative 5 that way and 2 that way. Once I have that, I am done with this question. X is less than or equal to negative 5, or x is greater than or equal to 2. Here, 15x minus 4 minus 9x squared is less than 0. Okay, let's just rearrange quickly. Please keep your x's on the left, please, for simplicity, so that you don't confuse yourself. I have not changed my sign, all right? Don't work with a negative a. So let's multiply everything by negative. Check. All right. Now your inequality sign changes. I am multiplying everything by negative. Oh, Lumka, great. Now I am multiplying everything by negative, then the inequality sign changes. Make sure your A is positive. Now we want to factorize. Quite a number of us, I know many of you probably used calculators here, but let me show you what I do. It might also help someone on the side, just on the side. It might assist someone. So I'm going to just break that board there. Check. This is what I do. You do it on the side. You don't do it with your work. All right. I'm going to multiply this and this. That's 36. So I'll write x squared minus 15x. Some of you know this method, and some of you are seeing it for the first time. All right. Now, I am looking for the factors of 36 that will give. Somebody's saying, but that's not the question. It's okay. Just see what I'm doing. I took my 9 and multiplied by 4. Now, I can factorize the next line easily. 12 and 3. All right? 12 and 3. I want a negative 15. Negative, negative. Now, watch what I'm going to do. My first step was to multiply by 9, right? I am then going to divide by 9. It's another method, and I've grown to love this method so much. Makes it simple. Why? Everyone knows how to factorize this point. The 9 is where the problem is. So some of you are learning again. Some of you know this. So you multiply by 9, you get 36. Now you have something we are used to from grade 8 and 9. We factorize that. Now remember, I multiplied by 9. What do? I divide by 9. Let's simplify. If I am simplifying, what is 12 over 9? That will be x minus 4 over 3 because I'm dividing by 3. And this will be what? X minus 1 over 3. Now listen. These are your critical values. But you don't write this equation like this. I am going to move this 3 to this point. It's a lot of steps, but I love it. 3x minus 4, 3x minus 1. So, I now bring it back into my work. So you make that denominator, after simplifying, the denominator goes back to the front there. Now greater than 0. Oh, critical values now. Critical values. I have 4 over 3. Alright? And I have 1 over 3. Remember, I'm working from here. This becomes my critical value. 4 over 3 and 1 over 3. Let me see. Before I continue, there's a message. Good afternoon, sir. May I please ask, will this lesson be posted on YouTube? I missed the beginning of the lesson due to load shedding. Okay. I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll see. I will check with my admin guys if they permit us to post this on YouTube. But I think they will. But don't let me keep your hopes up. But just follow for now. All right. Jabulo, talk to me.
Like, couldn't you use the quadratic formula?
I know you want to use that, but I don't want to. You can use it, but I don't want to. All right, I know you guys love your calculators so much. Okay, it's fine, you can use the calculator, but let's learn other methods. Some of you are going to write NBT exams, and with NBT exams, you are not going to use calculators. All right, so for those that are going to write NBT exams, this is a very good practice for us. But if in your normal exam, you can use a calculator and you can use the quadratic. But for now, I just don't want to look at the quadratic. I hope it makes sense. I'm not disputing the quadratic. Very good. But if we are practicing, let's practice without if we can. Jabulo, all good? Jabs? Okay. So it's always good to learn one or two more tricks. All right. So here I have 4 over 3 and I have 1 over 3. Which one is bigger? 4 over 3 definitely. So 4 over 3 comes to the right, 1 over 3 to the left. Remember, I'm starting with x's, so already it's standard for me. And I'm looking for things that are positive. So positive there, positive there. What's my answer? X is greater than 4 over 3, or x is less than 1 over 3. I want us to enjoy getting this 26 marks, guys. We're building gradually. We are building gradually. So every question I do comes with its own flavor, you know, its own challenge. Oh, look at this one. Can I just do this because of time? This is beautiful. Here, just multiply by negative. X squared plus. Now, once you do that, your inequality sign does what? Changes. Don't forget. X plus 3 less than 0. Now, we have our what? Critical values. It's negative 3 and 0. All right. Remember, x is first, so plus, minus, plus. We are looking for things that are less than 0. So what are we looking at? We are looking for negative values. It is right there. It is between. All right? It is between. Start by your inequality. Negative 3 and 0. Check. Met is now, you know, you get these marks as quickly as possible. Let's try this one. 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. Okay, guys, factorize this without using a quadratic formula. Please, let's try. I know some of us are used to that, but let's factorize without a quadratic formula. If you remember what I did earlier, you have 3 minutes. Get me answers. Just try without a calculator. You would actually feel good that, oh, really? So I can do this. Let's try without a calculator. Thank you, Lumka. Lumka has shared our answers. Lumka, male or female? Let me be sure. All right, Tati. Okay, we have different answers, and this is where I'm going to have a problem. Critical values, -1, 6. Tati, critical value, -0.5, 3. All right, guys, can you share answers here? Let's share answers. I know most of us are used to calculators, but I'm throwing the challenge of no calculators. Okay, Bungi. Please check your inequality signs again. I think we still have a challenge with inequality signs. Guys, more answers? More answers? Priscilla? Also, your inequality sign, I've got a problem with it. I've got a problem. And I want that problem to be sorted today. Today. Bongi, Priscilla? Please, I want that problem to be sorted out today. All right, so what would I do? I'd multiply my 2 and my negative 3. So it will be x squared minus 5x minus 6. I have multiplied 2 with negative 3. So let's factorize. 6 and 1, that's what I would use. Because I want negative 5. 1 minus there. This is the only way you can get negative 5 and negative 6. 2 and 3 would not work. All right. But now I have to divide by 2 that I used. So this would give me x minus 3, which is a whole number, and 2x plus 1. Remember, my 2 goes back there. So I'm done there. What do I have? 2x plus 1, x minus 3, greater than or equal. Guys, we must learn how to factorize without using a calculator. How do you check? Let me do this again for the sake of those of us. Look, 6 and 5 is always a problem. I know this story of 6 and 5 because you have 2 and 3 and you have 6 and 1. But how do you know which one to use? 1 minus 6 would give me negative 5. And if I multiply these two, positive 1 times negative 6, I'll have negative 6. I promise you that if you use, let me show you what some of you did. X minus 3, x minus 2. Yes, minus 3 plus minus 2 would give you negative 5. But if you multiply this and this, the negative and the negative would give you a positive. But we are looking for a negative 6. So you've got to test carefully and make sure things are okay. Then what do you do? Divide by what? 2. X minus 3. This 2 denominator changes position and goes back to that point. So, what are my critical values? Critical values. Negative a half. You see, the sign must just change. This, change the sign. And then minus 3 becomes what? A positive 3. X starts my bracket, so check. There we go. I want to give you one. I'm going to create one myself. Since we are looking for positive, things that are greater, check. Greater than 0 means positive. So what's my answer? X is less than negative half, or x is greater than 3. There's a message there. Let me just read quickly. Bongi Asa, it's greater than or equal to. All right. But your inequalities was just fighting. You know, they were both in the same direction. All right, guys. I hope you learnt again there. Let's enjoy maths without calculators. Oh, surds. Guys, never. Before I go to surds, please solve this for me. 3 minus x, x plus 2 less than 0. I have 2 questions for you. 2 minus, oh, yeah, I have 3 questions for you. 3. Quickly, 3 of my own. That's 1. Please start working. 2 minus x, 3 minus x, greater than 0. X squared plus 8x plus 16 greater than 0. 3 questions. Three questions. 6 minutes. Because you're not factorizing, I've factorized for you already, so 6 minutes should do. Right. Bongi, why did we divide by 2 again? It's the method, because we multiplied by 2. All right? If you multiply by 2, you divide by 2. If you multiply by 3, you divide by 3. Okay. I actually forgot. There's one more I should have given you on this, which I will still give you. Let's look at this first question. Do you notice that the first bracket is not in standard form? To make life easy for you, change it into standard form. How do you change it into standard form? Check what I'm going to do. I am going to multiply this thing by negative, and automatically it gives me x minus 3, watch, x plus 2 greater than 0. Please get that step. Do you notice I have switched the first bracket, and that cost me to switch the inequality? Once I switch it, I have already multiplied. If you are not, look at this. Multiply this by negative. What are you going to get? Negative 3 plus x, which is x minus 3. That's what has happened. It's called sign change in grade 10. So once I switch it, it means I have already multiplied by negative, and the inequality sign automatically also what? Changes, because I want it to be in standard form. Oh, great. What do I have now? 3 would be here, negative 2. Because it's in standard form, plus, minus, plus. We want things that are greater than, so there we go. There we go. X is less than negative 2, or x is greater than 3. Thank you, Lumka. Correct answer. Number 2, check. Now, do you notice both of them are not in standard form? I am going to multiply the first one by negative. Okay, please watch this. I want to do something here. My inequality sign changes. But I notice the second one also is not in standard form. I'm going to multiply by negative. Watch what's going to happen. Oh, my inequality sign goes back. Please, I hope it makes sense. Every time I change the inequality, it goes back. Now that I have to change twice, it goes back to the original. So I change the first one, I change the second one, inequality changes the first time, inequality changes the second time. Because every time you change, you are multiplying by a negative. But if I change both of them, negative, negative gives me what? Positive. I hope that makes sense. So what do I have? I have a 2, I have a 3. It's now in standard form. Can you see maths? Maths is just nice. All right. X is less than 2, or x is greater than 3. I hope it makes sense. Shame, Lumka, you got it wrong. Guys, please let me know if second one is okay with you, please. Everybody, let me know. Looking to see if I'm going to get a thumbs down. Priscilla, look at my answer on the board. All right, and you understood what I explained, right? First, I changed the first bracket, which forced my inequality to change. Then the second bracket also, written in standard form, forced my inequality to go back to its original state, and then I solve. Ooh, the last one is interesting. The last one is an interesting one. And I want to show you this quickly. Oh, I see. Guys, can you give me thumbs up or thumbs down for the last one? X squared plus 8x. Let's see quickly. All right. It's a mixed house. And you will tell me, those of you that said thumbs up, if you got it right. Let us factorize. What do you have? X plus 4. X plus 4. Beautiful. What's your... Now, you have one critical value. And that critical value is simply what? Negative 4. The question now is, which signs am I going to put here? Guys, watch this. Let me explain what's going on here. First, let me show you this so you'll appreciate it. Let me use a calculator for you. I want you to appreciate what I'm going to explain. Let's pick a number. Okay, wait. Pick a number on this side, negative 5. Pick a number on this side. We can pick negative 3, or we can even pick 0. Let me pick 0. I just want to show you something here quickly. I want you to appreciate what I'm going to do. All right, in the bracket, negative 5 plus 4, close the bracket. Negative 5 plus 4, close the bracket. Your answer will be positive. On the right hand side, 0 plus 4. All right, 0 plus 4 is 4. 4 times 4, 16. My answers are both positive. Let me tell you what's happening here. Look at this. It's going to be a bit dramatic here. Check. When you write it at standard, it is plus, minus, plus, right? But when I have, okay, so if I have two CVs, CV1 and CV2, we'll have it like this. What happens is, if you have a perfect square, which is what we have, your CVs are now closing up. You see the middle is closing up. The negative is getting smaller until it overlaps and the negative completely disappears. That's what happened. So it is positive on the left and positive on the right. How do you write this answer, my beautiful learners? Check. Look at what we're saying. We are saying my answers start from negative 4 to the right, and my answers also start from negative 4 to the left. This is what it looks like. X is less than negative 4, or X is greater than negative 4. If you look at this, it means all values except negative 4. So when you see this, guys, this is what they're saying. X plus 4 squared is greater than 0. What is your answer? X is an element of real number, but X cannot be equal to negative 4. That's the mathematical way of writing your answer. It is from negative 4 down, negative 4 up, all values except negative 4. Why? Because that is a squared and I only have one critical value. I hope it makes sense. Please, guys, I hope it makes sense. I'll do the last one for you. Like I said, I don't want to push everything in one session. Let's break it down. I'll show you what I have in stock for you for the other session that we're going to have someday. But before I move on, look at this question. I once came across this question, and the examiner asked us to solve 3 marks. 3 marks. 2 to the power x in a bracket 3 minus x. Somebody's saying that, oh, really now, what is exponent doing in this? I gave you a note that says, if the base is positive, do you remember? I said a to the power x will be greater than 0 as long as a, check. My statement of truth will be 2 to the power x is always greater than 0. There's a mark there. That's where my first mark is, guys. You can try, put any value in your calculator for the value of x, where x is a real number. You will surely get a positive value. So, guys, the examiner wants you to write this. It's a statement of truth. 2 to the power x will always be greater than 0. If you write this, you are the greatest liar of all times. Greatest liar of all times. You deserve an award. Greatest liar of all times. You are breaking, you didn't break maths, you killed mathematics. Check. even if I put negative 0,00002, check. That answer is still greater than 0. I hope that would be the cherry on the cake for you. So it means that the only thing I can then have is this. Oh, by the way, something is wrong here. This is negative 3 minus x. Ooh, la 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 la. Can we change it? There are two ways. I'll do it in two ways. All right, negative x less than, if I move the negative 3, I'll have that. Oh, if I divide by negative 1, x is greater than 3. Second mark, third mark. Or from here, if I decide to do a sign change because it's not in standard form, x, I have multiplied by negative, my inequality sign changes, then x must be greater than 3. I hope it makes sense. I did it in two ways now. Either moving the 3 over, it gives me a negative 3, then divide by negative 1. All right? Are we okay there, guys? All right. We have 10 minutes. And I wanted us to play around some surds and the exponent. So these are all the sections that you will find in your question number 1. All right, Priscilla. Let's see, 10 minutes. Let's try. Ooh. This is grade 10. Do you want to try this for me? No. I don't think you'll be able to do this. I don't think you'll be able to do this. Because there's something I see that we need to use here. This is grade what? It's grade 10 and 11 combined. Okay, please watch what I'm going to do. Please listen carefully to what I'm going to do here. All right? Listen carefully to what I'm going to do. There's an introduction of something that I would like you to do. Okay, before I do that, watch this. Let's learn something here, everybody, quickly. You might be learning this. If I say 2 to the power x is equal to 8, the way we've been taught from grade 10, 11 is to make sure that both values have the same base, right? 2 to the power x equals to 2 to the power 3. And then what do? Since the bases are equal, then you equate the exponents. Great. I want to show you another method of doing this. Some of you, it's going to be your first time, and this is one thing you would learn today here. The use of logs. It's called logarithm. Logarithm is actually a way of solving exponents. So please listen to what I'm going to do. I'll use letters first for you. A to the power x is equal to b. Please check what I'm going to do. When do I use logs? Let me start from there. When do I use logs? Logs, that's the short form, is used when the exponent is a variable. When the exponent is a variable. So I'm looking for x, but where is x? It is a variable. You are going to need this in algebra, financial maths, and you're going to need it in geometric. Oh, for those of you that were here with me in geometric, we learned this. All right. A to the power x is equal to b. How do I get x using logs? Check this. X, I just dropped the base, dropped the exponent, would be equal to log base of a. I'll show you where it is on the calculator. Log base of a, the base is a, or log b over log a. I'm going to end my lesson here today on this. Please learn this today. Write that thing down. You can create any question for yourself and try to see if it works. And I'll show you how it works. Look at what I did. When do I use logs? When the exponent is a variable. So I drop that and say log base a, and then I have my b there. Or log b. Now you will notice there's no base here. If there is no base, we call it natural logs. Natural logs, which is log of 10. All right. Please don't get lost. 2 to the power x equals to 3, equals to 8. I'm looking for x. Beautiful. Log. My 2 is a base. You see, the a is a base. It goes as a base. Put a 2 there. Put an 8 there. Now let's go to our calculator. Please help me help you. Look at where you have on the calculator, because I won't be able to point here. I can only just press. All right. Underneath the on, there is a log with 2 blocks. Find it on your calculator for me. Under on, you would find that. Do you see? It already gives you the 2 blocks. Press the 2 as the base. Press the 8 in the bracket. Look at your answer. 3. X is equal to 3. Or, if I want to use the second one, some of you, your teachers are going to use the second one. I want you to see the difference between the two. Or, x equals to log 8. The base becomes the denominator. Which log am I going to use here? This is algebra, my dear learners. If you look at the first log we used, it had 2 blocks. If you look to the left-hand side, you would find another log without a block. Find it. That is a natural log, right? Please find it. So I can therefore say log 8. There's no base now. The base goes to the denominator with its own log. Log 2. Check my answer. 3. I hope this makes sense. Let me give you a question to do for me using logs. Everybody, quickly. Using logs. 2 to the power x plus 1 equals to 32. Please use logs. Find x. Find x. 30 seconds. Manaka, first slide. Let's solve this one first. Tell me if you got it. Don't use exponents that you usually use. We're using logs. Let's learn new stuff. And this would come in handy someday when we do financial maths. And before that, when you do geometry. Guys, are you okay? Give me a thumbs up. We're finishing now. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You got it? All right, so I am looking for the exponent, right? I am going to drop the exponent now. X plus 1. The 2 is a base, so I'll say log 2 and log base 2, 32 there. Get my calculator. That should give me 5. But let's confirm. 2 and 32. 5. Beautiful. X plus 1 equals to 5. X equals to 4. Or if my x plus 1, I could then say, you choose which one works for you. It's the same. But know the log you are using. Let's confirm again so that everybody can see. Natural log, log of 32. Okay. Oops. Log of 32. And the base, log of 2. It's called natural log of 10. It gives me 5. X plus 1 equals to 5. Now you know how to use logs. It's as simple as that. It has some other rules. All right. Go check my lesson on number patterns. I did a lot of logs there. Now let's quickly deal with this question and run away. 3 to the power x plus 1. Lovely. 3 to the power x plus 1 plus m 3 to the power x equals to 2. What would I do as a maths learner? When you see a plus here, you use laws of exponent and reverse this. This means 3 to the power x times 3 to the power 1. That's what it means. Remember, if we are multiplying with the same base, what do? You add the exponent. Now we are reversing it. They've added the exponent. We change it into multiplication. Plus m to the power 3x. What's common here? 2 is common. What do you have? M plus 3. We're trying to find a way out. Oh, what is common on the side? Check. 3 to the power x is common. Let's factorize that. What do we have left? We have 3 plus m. Check this examiner. Beautiful. Divide both sides by 3 plus m. Psst. We are done. Alright? This is m plus 3. It's the same thing. M plus 3. If I divide both sides by m plus 3, mathematically, what do I have? 3 to the power x. Do you see that if you did not know logs, you cannot solve this one? Because you cannot write 2 to the base of 3. So what do we bring in? X equals to, the 3 is the base. So it goes as the base, and I have my 2, and I get my answer. That's why they even told us to 2 decimal places. Okay. Log, my base is 3, and the main number is 2. What's your answer? 0.63. And that is your answer. I hope it makes sense, guys. The use of logs. Check where it came. It came in question 1. Everything we are doing, guys, it's in question 1. Everything we've done today, I'm not even going to question 2. It's just question 1. Question 1 there's functions in question 1. There's logs in question 1. Exponents in question 1. All right. I'm just going to show you a preview of what I have. We will find part 2. Ooh, this is beautiful. I'm tempted, but time is up. I'm really tempted here. It is given that k. Guys, no. Before we log out, try this. You have 4 minutes. Please try. Might give a gift to the person that gets this correct. If you have not done it before. If you have done it before, don't tell me you got it correct, because you are only going to be working what you've done out. Quickly, 4 minutes. I'll end on this very, very lovely one. If you got it right, if you are able to get the set proof that W is that, please just give me a thumbs up if you got it. Lunka, what's wrong? That eyes of yours. Jabulo in tears. Oh my word. Sir, is this the K method? Not at all. This question is a grade 10 question. ATJ. You guys are killing me here. Sir, it's like I'm writing English paper 2 without studying. All right, let me assist you here. Did anybody get it? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Let's see quickly. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There's a lot of thumbs down. Guys, it means that you were sleeping in grade 10 class and grade 11. It means you were playing. You were playing. This has revealed what you were doing. There are no, Rebecca, there are no thumbs. All right, let's end the class on this note. Check. The examiner said, this is where maths, I should have added this to my section called non-routine questions. I've got a section here called non-routine. Those are really heavy stuff, guys. I'll show you a few of them. They are non-routine. Before I do that, check. Non-routine questions. Let me just parade them for you. Look at this. 26 minus 5 to the power 2x, and you must solve for x. There's 6 marks. These are all question 1s. Check this. Ooh, what is this? This is actually a grade 11 one as well. What is this? Solve for x. Oh my. Solve for x. Check this. Look at that without the use of a calculator. Solve for x. Or simplify. Or show, rather. Look at that. What is the maximum value? Are we going to be testing all values? Ooh la la. Grade 10 here. All right. Simplify without the use of a calculator. Then we've got a word problem there. Ooh, look at this one. La 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 la. Check that. The cube root of x squared. What is going on here? This is university question here. Now, I've got all of this under non-routine. We would look at this in our part 2. But let me end this session. I've got nature of roots. I've got, some of you think you know simultaneous, but I'll shock you with one. I've got one. There's just one there that will throw you off. Let's get this done, and then we will continue from here. Look at what I would do, guys. They gave me 3 numbers. That's my cue. 3, 4, and 12. What is the relationship between them? Can somebody give me a relationship between 3, 4, and 12? Someone. I'm setting you up now for answers. Give me the relationship between 3, 4, and 12. Anybody? No, it's not K. Don't even think about this question. Just think of 3, 4, and 12. No, guys. 3, 4, and 12, just naturally. There's something that connects. Thank you, Njabulo. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. And that's the answer to this question. They gave you 3, they gave you 4, they gave you 12. 3 times 4. What is 3? K to the power 1 over x times. What is 4? K to the power 1 over y. What is 12? K to the power 1 over w. Laws of exponent. When you are multiplying, what do you do? With the same base, you add the exponent. So k 1 over x plus 1 over y equals to k 1 over w. We're multiplying with the same base, we add the exponent. Now, since the bases are the same on both sides, what do? We can equate the exponent. 1 over x plus 1 over y equals to 1 over w. We are adding fractions. I taught you how to add fractions. D. 1 times y would give me y. X times 1 would give me x. That's the second diagonal. And the denominator, xy, equals to 1 over w. Look at what we want to prove. Oh, we want to prove that w equals to xy. Oh, this is 1 over w. Flip both sides. Whatever you do on the right, you do on the left. So, xy over y plus x can be written as x plus y. Flip both sides. W over 1. And what's w over 1? W. I am done, guys. W equals to xy over x plus y. Beautiful. Lovely. This is where I hang my boot for the night. Did you learn something? Was it worth your Friday? Was it worth your time? Yes, Valencia, talk to me. Oh, sweet guys. So many.
Sir,
Yes, Valencia.
sir, can you please repeat what you said to us about the
Okay, Valencia, do you understand 3 times 4 is 12, right?
yes?
Okay, what is 3?
3 is y. No, sorry, 3 is x.
No. Given that k to the power 1 over x is equal to 3, that's what you're given.
No.
Rebecca says the devil is a liar. I agree. Valencia, can you see what you're given?
Yes, sir.
K to the power 1 over x is equal to 3. That's what I have. K to the power 1 over y is equal to 4. Can you see that?
Yes.
And k to the power 1 over w. Look, the rest is just games now. If you can get to that point of 3 times 4 is equal to 12. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, laws of exponents. If you are multiplying with the same base, what do? You add the exponent. 8, if you remember, this is how we started. A to the power m. If you remember laws of exponent, m plus n. So, k, same base. What do? We add 1 plus x, 1 over x plus 1 over y equals to 1 over w. Now, since we have the same base, equal base, since the bases are equal, what do? We equate the exponents. Do you remember that law?
Yes, sir.
Lovely. So what's my exponent? 1 over x plus 1 over y equals to 1 over w. How do you add fractions? Were you here when I mentioned DDD?
Yes, sir.
Good. Diagonal, you start from the left to the right. Diagonal, left to the right. And denominator. 1 times y, y. 1 times x, x. X times y, xy equals to 1 over w. But they want you to find w. Flip both sides. The w goes up, the 1 comes down. Do the same thing on the left hand side. xy goes up, y plus x comes down. And we are done.
Okay, sir. Now I understand because I was lost when you said y plus x over xy because I was lost there. Like, how did you arrive at that answer? But now I understand how it should be answered.
Awesome. I'm glad. Guys, I'm going to end here today. All right, we will continue this. So many questions to do. Lovely questions that I have. Lovely. I selected these things so that we get algebra. Somebody said the first slide. Is it this one? I'm not sure. Okay, Prof. Manaka, which slide are you referring to? Because we have 3 sections today, so I'm not sure which one you are referring to. The one that had notes. These are just questions. Slide number 3. Number 4. Okay, but you have to be, I don't know. Okay, there we go. Solving questions. Then we move to inequalities. Some note here. Okay. Just solving questions here. Solving questions here. Solve an exponent. There. Because the other one is just the one more question that we solved. And this is our last slide for the day. I'm sure you were able to get what you... All right. Thank you. All right, guys. Do have yourselves a very lovely evening. This is part 1. Watch out for when part 2 would be. Make sure you get the info. Be on the group. Okay, if you're not on the group, you can send a message to that number. We'll add you. And if you want to make requests on extra class, you can also do on that number. We do have extra classes for you all for the year. Different packages for you. Just enjoy. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Taiba. Have a lovely evening. All right, you're welcome. It was such a beautiful lesson. I enjoyed myself as well. Good night. Bye, Lumka. Bye, Angela. Bye, Njabulo. Bye, Taiba. Awesome, Yahya. Great, Nini. You're welcome. Goodbye. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye, Valencia. Goodbye.